Okay, hi, hello, hi Paula, hi Sisa. I hope that you're doing great. Thank you for coming today to my class. And to begin this lesson, we are going to do a warm-up session, okay? This is gonna take us no more than 5 minutes maybe, but let's do it, okay? Let's begin so we can have a little energy to start our lesson, okay? So let's do it. You're gonna follow me. You're gonna follow me, and we are going to pretend that we are in a thunderstorm. What is a thunderstorm? A thunderstorm is una tormenta, okay? We're in a thunderstorm. We're listening that we are in a thunderstorm. So the first thing that we are going to do, we're going to rub our hands together like this. Follow my instructions. You do it too. Can you do it, Sisa and Paula? Can you do it with your hands? Okay, we're gonna rub our hands like this, and then we're gonna snap our fingers so we can pretend this is rain. Lluvia, raindrops. Okay, so after that, the thunderstorm is moving a little closer. So we're going to clap our hands super gentle. Very good. Now, do you hear that? The thunderstorm is coming and it's growing and growing. So now you're going to put it on your lap like this. There you go. The thunderstorm is coming closer and closer. Now with your hands, we're going to clap, and your feet. Let's do it with your feet as well. Your feet, you're going to do a stump. Stump your feet. Very good. You see that? The thunderstorm is above us. So let's move on, and then we're gonna move on to our slapping our thighs. The thunderstorm is moving away. So now let's clap our hands super gentle. There you go. And now our fingers. Very good. And now we're gonna go back and rub our hands like this. Very good, girls. Excellent. That was the thunderstorm, una tormenta. That was a thunderstorm, okay? So now that you listened, Majo, very well. Now we're gonna move on to the actual lesson, okay? The person that I picked for this inspirational story, you probably know her, okay? So the first thing I'm going to share, it's my screen. And here you will see what Majo is talking about, okay? Let me share my screen. Okay, and if you have any questions, just don't be afraid to ask Majo. Let me see over here, have it. Oop, there you go. Can you see the screen? ¿Pueden ver la pantalla? Can you see the screen? Yes, perfect. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who do you think she is? ¿Quién es? Who do you think she is?
Frida Kahlo.
Frida, she doesn't have the eyebrows.
Anne Frank.
Anne Frank, okay, very good, Paula. And what do you think she did? ¿Qué hizo? What do you think she did? Look at this next slide. What do you think she did? ¿Qué hizo? Don't be afraid, just speak up. What was that?
Un diario.
A diary? Can you say diary? Diary. Very good. I see that you're moving your lips. A diary. Yeah, she wrote a diary. And what do you think this is, Sisa? What do you see? What can you see?
Una guerra, no sé.
The war. That is the war. The second war, the World War II. And what do you think happened on the World War II? What happened? What is the sign? What is this? What is it? Come on, girls. Don't be afraid. You can say it. What is the symbol? The Nazi. Yes, that's the Nazi symbol. And this symbol represents something that it was not so good at the time, okay? So let's take a look to the next picture. Look over here. We have boys and girls. Boys and girls. And what happened to them? What do you think that happened to them? ¿Qué les pasó?
Estuvieron heridos en la guerra y pues fueron a un hospital.
Yes, exactly. They went to a hospital and they were in the World War II. So that's exactly very good, Cisa. So these kids were separated from their families because of the war, okay? And here, Anne Frank, sometimes she explains that on her diary, okay? So let's see over here. What do you think this is it? This is a closet, right? What do you
Es un armario que se convierte en puerta.
Very good. Excellent. That is a closet that opens, but it has a secret behind that closet. It has a secret. Tiene un secreto. What secret do you think it is? ¿Qué secreto creen que guarda ahí? What secret do you think?
¿Armas?
Not exactly.
¿Ocultaba una casa?
Yes, exactly. That was Anne. That was actually Anne Frank, where she lived at. Okay, behind that closet, Anne Frank used to live there, and she will hide from the Nazis. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, so now with those slides that I showed you, and you had some predictions about the pictures that you saw. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you a video. In this video, you will see what Anne Frank did. Okay, so let me share my screen. I have it over here. Hold on one second. I have it here. Oh my goodness, it keeps rolling. Okay, so take a look to the video. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it a little bit better.
She's one of the most influential, widely read writers of the 20th century, and she never lived to see her book
Can you hear? Yes? Okay, great.
in print, or even to see her 16th birthday. We're talking about Anne Frank, a symbol of resilience and lost innocence in the face of the Holocaust. Anne Frank was born in 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany, the youngest daughter of a Jewish family. Hitler and his anti-Semitic Nazi party rose to power in 1933, and so the Frank family moved to the more tolerant city of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. In June of 1940, the Netherlands was invaded by Germany, and conditions for people there, especially Jews, began to deteriorate. The Franks tried to leave for the US, but were blocked from doing so by restrictive immigration policies. Later, on her 13th birthday, Anne received a simple present that would have enormous historical repercussions. It was a blank diary. In it, Anne chronicled her thoughts and feelings, writing about her family and friends and boys, all the kind of things you might expect from a young teenage girl. As Anne began her diary, the situation in occupied Netherlands worsened. Jews were stripped of their rights, forbidden from attending schools, from shopping at most stores, and from taking public transportation. They were subject to a curfew, and they were being sent to work in camps. Faced with these increasingly difficult circumstances, the Franks made a daring decision. They would go into hiding. Their hiding place? A series of unoccupied rooms above the warehouse of the company where Anne's father Otto had worked. In early July of 1942, the Franks fled to this secret annex while leaving acquaintances.
Remember that the closet that we just saw before in the picture? Well, actually, her father, he built that so they can hide over there, okay? So take a look to the video.
To think they'd actually fled the country. The family would attempt to wait out the Nazi occupation. They had help from a small group of friends who brought them food and supplies and kept their secret. But the Franks and others could never leave the annex. They lived in constant fear of discovery and arrest. All this time, for over 2 years, Anne kept her diary. She wrote with a wit and an awareness well beyond her years. Tragically, the Frank family's time in the secret annex came to an abrupt end in August 1944. The Gestapo raided their quarters and sent everyone to concentration camps. The Franks were taken to Auschwitz, and later, Anne and her sister Margot were moved to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in Germany. In the late winter or early spring of 1945, they both died there, most likely of typhus. The only one from the annex to survive the war was Anne's father, Otto Frank. After the end of the war, Otto returned to Amsterdam. One of the women who brought them food while they were in hiding, Miep Gies, gave him a pile of papers and documents she'd rescued from the annex. Among those papers was Anne's diary. Otto was astounded by what he read and sought to bring Anne's writing to a wider public. First published in the Netherlands in 1947, Anne's diary eventually came out in America in 1952 under the title Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. Anne Frank's diary remains one of the most widely read books across the globe. It's been translated into over 60 languages, and over 30 million copies are in print. The world will never forget the story of Anne Frank and her family, and the millions of others who lost their lives in the Holocaust.
Okay, very good. So as you saw in the video, Anne Frank, can you tell me how long she was hiding? ¿Cuánto tiempo se escondió? How long she hid?
Fueron 2 años.
2 years. In 2 years. She hid from 2 years and she wrote, ¿qué escribió? What she wrote?
Sobre su experiencia encerrada.
Exactly. About her experience being like her experience being hiding all that time. The 2 years that she was in the closet, she was writing what was happening to her and all the things that she had to go through, right? Okay, very good, Cisa, very good, Paula. Now we are going to move on to a reading. We're going to move on to our reading part of this lesson because I really want you to see what Anne Frank actually did. I know that you already gave some nice comments about her, and I feel that you know a little bit more about her. So let me share. I have it right here. Can you see my screen? Can you see it? Very good. Perfect. Okay, so let's begin. Let me see. Cisa, you're gonna start first, okay? You're going to read the first paragraph. Read.
Okay. Anne's story was like a best friend during the scary times. She even gave her diary the name Kitty. It wasn't easy growing up in hiding Eve, so she was surrounded by people, and Annie felt alone. Her friends were gone. She could play like other kids. Sometimes she argued with her parents and sisters. Other times she felt like everyone was bossing her around. When Annie got fed up, she told her diary who she felt.
Excellent. Very good. So here, what we're able to read is that her diary, the name of her diary was Kitty, right? And she explains how it was not so easy growing up at that time with the World War II happening, okay? So let's move on to the second part I have here. Paula, please, can you please read this part?
Okay, Anna dreamed of being a bride when she was at summertime. She thought this corn, but she did high up. She had worked toward her going of being a red grape, and described what it was like to hide from Shinas. She paid attention and wrote down details in her diary. One day, Anne her of tea, right? What people were planning to collect diaries afterward. She told people might want to read her diary too, so she worked ever hard on her writing before.
Very good, Paula, excellent. So in this paragraph, as you see, Anne wanted to be a writer. What is a writer? A person who likes to write, right? A writer is someone who loves to write stories and things that they might come across, okay? So being a writer, when she grew up, and sometimes she felt not so good because she wanted to give up. What is giving up? What's give up? Give up means botar la toalla. Like she didn't want to write anymore because of the situation that she was encountering. Okay, so let's see over here. In her own words, I really believe Kit means the kitty, right? Remember before her diary? Well, it's Kit. She calls it Kit. That I'm a little nutty today and I don't know why. My writing's all mixed up and I'm jumping from one thing to another. And sometimes I'm seriously doubt whether anyone will ever be interested in this dribble. Okay, so sometimes she felt not so good because she wanted to write, yes, of course, but sometimes she didn't have good days. Okay, and I'm pretty sure being at that time with the World War II, maybe she was feeling not so good with everything that was happening. Okay, so let's move on over here. I'm going to show you. So here in this book, it shows you how she was working on her diary, right? She wanted to write all the things that were happening to her. So here's her desk, and look over here. Here we have Anne Frank. This is only a wax in the Wax Museum in Berlin. So it's very interesting to go there. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen. So now that you know a little bit more about Anne Frank, did you listen to some vocabulary words that you were saying on the reading? One of them was invade, invade. Invade means invadir, okay? Invade, okay? Invadir, okay? Also war. What is war? I was telling you all this time about the war, la guerra, okay? War, it's guerra, okay? And how about hide? Hide. Do you remember I was telling you that Anna Frank hides besides the closet? Not besides, behind the closet. Hide means esconderse, okay? And freedom, freedom. Do you know what's freedom? Yes, Lisa?
Es como libres.
Freedom, very good. Being free, able to do whatever you want because you feel free to do things. Libertad, okay? Freedom, libertad. Defeat, what is defeat? Defeat. Defender, you are going to defeat, okay? Defender, okay? Secret, what is the secret?
Secreto.
Secret, that is the secret, yes, secreto, very good. And being safe, what is being safe?
Salvar.
No, being safe, almost, kind of. Salvar, safe means estar como más seguros, okay? Being safe, seguros, como una seguridad, being safe, okay? Very good, girls, excellent. So now that you have some vocabulary words, now it's time for us to do a mind map. What is a mind map? those are all the ideas that we got from the video, from the book, and from the pictures that I showed you before. Now we're going to think, okay? We're going to think of the things. Let me show you first. I'm going to show you my example first. Let me see over here. I have it here. Okay, take a good look. I have here my mind map, a mind map, okay? And these are my ideas, okay? This is Majo's ideas, okay? You are going to give me ideas so we can create something similar to this, okay? So here we have the question. So the question that I want you to think of is, if you cannot go outside for weeks, months, perhaps years, what would you miss more and why? Okay, do you understand the question or so? Do you understand the question? This is how we're going to do it over here, okay? So here we have, if you cannot go outside for weeks, months, perhaps years, what would you miss more and why? So my ideas, take a good look, my ideas were, I will miss going to my family events because it feels good to be around family. Okay, that's my idea. I will miss going to my friend's house because I wouldn't have someone to play with. And over here also, I will miss traveling because I love to travel and meet new people and other cultures. Over here, I also have, I will miss going to school because I love being with my classmates and teachers. And here also, I will miss going to the park and exercise because it is good to your body and your mind. Okay, so these are my ideas. Estas son mis ideas. You had to think about your ideas. Si no pudieran salir afuera por semanas, meses o años, ¿qué es lo que más extrañarían y por qué? Okay, think about that question, okay? So give me some ideas of what would you miss. Let's see, Cisa, what would you miss?
Extraño estar en la escuela.
You miss going to school? Okay, that's perfect. So we're gonna put here that you miss going to school. You will miss going to school. I will miss going to school. Very good. And that's Cisa. Very good. Okay. How about you, Paula?
Yo extrañaría el sol o la lluvia.
Oh, that's a good one. Perfect. Okay, that's good. So you will miss the sun and the rain. I will miss the sun and the rain. Perfect. I love that one. Yes, very good. Yes, because imagine not going outside for years. Imagínense no salir por años. Imagine not going out for years. You cannot see the sun or the rain. You can only hear it, right? That's good. Very good. And this is Paula. Very nice. Okay. Okay, think about something else, Cisa.
Extraño ir a la piscina.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a great one, actually. Yes, I will miss going to the pool. Very good, Cisa. Yes, because at that time, imagine, they didn't have pools. They didn't have any distractions or any entertainment. So that's why Anne Frank was able to write, ¿no es cierto? La Anne Frank solo podía escribir because that was the only thing that she could do. It was only to write, right? Okay, perfect, Cisa. Excellent. Now, how about you, Paula? Think of another one.
¿Qué extraño yo en esta pandemia?
What would you miss if you don't go outside? For example, right now we have the pandemic. Tenemos la pandemia. We haven't been able to go outside at all. What do you miss more? ¿Qué es lo que más extrañas? What do you miss more?
salir con mis amigos.
Okay, going out with friends. Going out with friends. I miss going out with friends. Uy. Friends. There you go. Very good. There you go. Yes. And do you think Anna Frank had friends? Do you think she had friends? No, she didn't have friends. No, Stacey.
No tenía amigos porque estaba encerrada.
Exactly, because she was hiding and she wouldn't go outside at all. So she didn't have any friends. The only friend who had, Paula, yes, you want to say something?
Creo que tenía un amigo porque yo leí el libro y decía que se fueron con otra familia y ellos tenían un hijo.
Oh, good. Okay, so she actually had one friend. But do you think she was happy? I don't think she was happy having only one friend. And I don't think they were super close. So it's not something that they went outside and play. Ellos no salían afuera, corrían. No, they were like in a room with nothing. That's why Anna Frank, she was writing on her diary. And her only truly friend, it was her diary. Su único amigo fiel era su diario, right? It was her diary. Very good, Paula. So, Cisa, do you have another one?
Extraño ir al cine.
Oh, going to the movies. That's a good one. Yes, going to the movies. Yes, going. Oops. Hold on, let me go back over here. Let me copy this one and paste it, and we're going to put it over here. Yes, going out with friends. That's what Paula said. And Cisa saying, I would miss going to the movies. That's Cisa. Very good. Yes, imagine not being able to watch TV or watch movies at that time. That is not something that it's, well, right now it's actually happening with the pandemic because we are not able to go to the movie theater, right? So that is not something that we can actually do right now, but imagine Anne Frank, how she felt. Okay, so those are great ideas, girls. And do you have another one, Paula, that you want to share, maybe?
Yo extraño salir a comer.
Oh, going to restaurants. That's a good one. Okay, that's perfect, actually. Let me put this one here. We're going to put it right next to each other, okay? Let's see. I would miss going to a restaurant. Very good, Paula. Very good, Paula. Yes, imagine not being able to go to a restaurant at all. I don't think they have that many restaurants there. So, okay. So perfect, girls. Those are the ideas that you have about Anne Frank. I have them right here, and all of them are super good because they all represent what Anne Frank happened to do at that time. Okay, so to finish this class, I want you to think why Anne Frank, she's an inspiration to you. Why do you think she inspires others?
Que a pesar de estar sola, ella pudo encontrar algo con cual distraerse y no pasar sola todo el tiempo, sino también desahogarse con su libro. Y así.
Go ahead.
Y ella se pudo desahogar a pesar de que estuvo sola mucho tiempo y ya. Yeah.
Very good. I love it. Yes, she's an inspiration because even though she was not able to go outside or have friends or not being able to do the things that at your age, somebody could do, she was an inspiration, right? And you, Paula?
Yo pienso, o sea, casi similar. Tuvo algo donde poder distraerse durante tanto tiempo, porque en especial, como estaban encerrados, yo supongo que han de haber tenido muchas discusiones por el estrés y así.
Exactly. Imagine at that time, Anne Frank couldn't socialize with anybody. And how about food? Do you think she had food at that time? Sometimes she didn't eat with her family, right? They had to go and be super quiet in the place they were in. And they had to be super careful. So that's why Anne Frank, she's an inspiration for many, because even though she was little, like your age, she wrote her diary and she didn't give up at all. She was an inspiration for many of us because of the things that you mentioned before. Okay, so very good, girls. I applaud you because you gave some great ideas. You did amazing and I love it. And that was it for today. Thank you so much for coming, girls. And I hope I see you on next taller, okay, in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you for your ideas. And we will see each other soon, okay? Sounds good? Thank you for your participation. Oh, thank you for the heart too. Thank you. Now let me, hold on. Let me